Work in the post game, the Lakers win. They go 5-2, big game on a 7-game road trip, a tough 7-game road trip. It's the longest one in the NBA this season. Listen, only shot 30% from three, but they grinded it out. They found a way defensively. You hold a Hawks team who usually scores, what, 112, 113 a game, 10th best in the NBA, to under 100.
Yeah, I got to tell you, and Rob can attest, you go on a 7-game road trip. That last game is so tough to get up and play. Because you know you're going home afterwards. You know you need this win to go 5-2, and they did exactly what they needed to do. I said this the other night. Every time LeBron and the Lakers, AD, the champions, come to town, it is going to get the best performance out of most teams. They want to beat the champions. Atlanta put on a good fight, but the defense in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter down the stretch, just overwhelmed the young Hawks. I thought Caruso, once again, his active hands and his defense, you know, that extra possession he got toward the end of the game, they did a good job collectively.
Rob, before you jump in, let's go out. Mike Trudell is with Anthony Davis, who went 10 of 14, 25 points tonight. Hold your thought, Rob.
All right, Anthony Davis, man, it's been a long trip. 7 games, 7 cities. This one comes down to crunch time in the fourth quarter. What were the key things that you guys did to come out with your 5th victory of the trip?
You know, the last game is always tough, you know, and for us, we didn't want to buy into the being tired and you know, ready to go home mentality. So, you know, we came out, this is a good team. You know, this team was 10-9, 6 in the East, and they came out and played like it. You know, Trey, hell of a player, made some big-time plays. The entire team. And we want to come out and you know, we dropped 2 already on this road trip, which we hate doing. So we want to come out in this trip the right way with a victory.
Hey, you've got some guards that really get into people, Caruso and Schroeder there down the stretch, KCP. What's it like for you and LeBron to have those guys out active on the perimeter, creating steals and getting you up and down in the fast court? Or fast break, I should say.
Yeah, it's good. We got guys who like to get the ball. Dennis is a guy who picks up 94 feet every game, and we asking a lot from him, you know, to guard, you know, the team's best player, team's best guard, and we're able to, you know, go out and you know, play alongside him to make sure that we don't get beat in the backcourt when he's picking up. You know, we got to help, and everybody's been helping. Everyone's been doing their job on the defensive end. You know, we're protecting each other, and when you got guys who pick up full court, AC, you know, Kenny chasing guys around, DS picking up full court, we got to protect them. You know, it's a lot to do that all game for 48 minutes, and you know, we got to make sure that we continue to help these guys. But collectively, it was a good team win. You know, like I said, against a good team on the road. You know, we finished the trip off right.
And, of course, you and LeBron hit the key shots down the stretch. Last thing for you, did Rondo have anything funny to say tonight? Any trash talk from Doe out there in the court, your former teammate and title winner?
Well, yeah, you guys know Doe is, you know, very wise with the plays, and he knows all of our plays, especially just from being here last year. But even then, he studies every opponent and call it all of the sets. So we ran a play tonight that kind of messed him up. He didn't know what was going on, and we ended up getting a live out of it. So, and I was talking stuff trash to him, telling him, you know, he haven't seen that one yet. So it was pretty funny. But it's always good to see him. You know, a guy that was a big part of our championship run last year. You know, we miss him, and you know, we wish him the best.
All right, I'll have to ask Frank Vogel about that in a little bit. AD, get on the flight, all right?
Thank you.
Good work, Mike. And yes, we all miss Rajon Rondo. Rob, let's have you jump in, just share your thoughts about the game, and then I want to get into some specific things.
You know, I thought that they played really good defensively. They kind of shut down the paint, even though Capella got some points in that. Like James said earlier, the last game is always the hardest game. And you're thinking about getting home, seeing your kids, your wife, your girlfriend, fiance, what it is, you're sleeping in your own bed, and sometimes you can lose track of where you are. But these guys stay pat. They play good defense. They had a couple lulls there where, you know, they went on an 8-0 run, they went on a 10-0 run. But the thing is, they won the game, they hunkered down, and they played really good and got the dub.
Yeah, I remember Big Game James talking about games on air. You would sign up for that right away, and that's exactly what they did. You knew this would be a tough trip. You looked at the teams they were playing. That fourth quarter, James, was huge. You're seeing the highlights right now. 11-0 run to start the quarter, James, then a little stagnant there Hawks went on a big run, but the Lakers closed on a 9-0 run, and the two superstars, big down the stretch, LeBron scoring the last 9 points.
And championship teams can do that. You know, they had a lead, and they thought Atlanta was going to go away. They started thinking about getting on the plane, going home. They kind of lost their, you know, their mental capacity. Atlanta kept fighting back. But then championship teams, they know how to, you know, get back in sync. And I think when you have guys like Schroeder, who took it personally with Trae Young tonight in the fourth quarter, you know, Schroeder wasn't getting any calls. He got up in Trae Young defensively, and then Caruso all over the place. Extra possessions, you know, anticipating the pass, that big dunk. That's what they do. They're very active. And then Trez, you know, he's always bringing the energy. So they did what they had to do in the fourth quarter to close it out. And then the King, that's why he's called the King.
I think one of the things we haven't talked about is Coach Vogel doing a great move strategy and putting AC Fresh back in again in the game at the end of the game, because we needed some defensive presence. He got that big steal right there, and he just did a lot of things that go unnoticed. You know, getting his hands on balls, doing things like that. And let's give the coaching staff a clap.
He drew that charge too. He did a lot of good things.
Yeah.
So. I'm glad you guys brought up Alex Caruso. I mean, we all know it. Laker fans know it. He's a fan favorite, but everyone who watches games religiously, like we all do, you know what a winner is. He is, and you know what a big part of what the Lakers do is because guys like Alex Caruso play their roles. I mean, he started in a Game 6 of an NBA Finals. The Lakers started him. That is trust. That's trust from the staff, trust from the teammates, and there's a reason he's in that closing lineup. Big game James. And then tonight he gives you offense as well, but just the smart heads-up plays, the tough plays, the running down and getting in front of Jaylen Brown just to slow up the Celtics a couple of nights ago. He's just been fantastic.
There's very few players over career that can perfect the game plan, anticipate where things are going, read the plays, kind of know where things are going in the flow of the game. He's really smart, and he puts his body in places where the action is. And he usually ends up, you know, with a deflection, a charge, or aggravating the offensive opponent. He's a nightmare, you know, and I don't think opponents like to see him. He's just really disruptive, and he's always got his head and nose on the ball in the game, coming up with huge plays. I mean, that stepping in there and that steal he had, and then that extra possession. We've seen that on this road trip at least 2 or 3 times where he's tipped it out and got big possessions. Those are huge plays.
But I also want to point out, you kind of mentioned it earlier, you always talk about a helpful assist. He saw what LeBron was complaining about a call he didn't get. He runs down and see the big not paying attention. He steps in front of him and draws that charge. Mm-hmm. That's huge because LeBron's not back. And they had the advantage. We know this team can score on the break, meaning the Hawks. So he took that charge, and he pretty much saved them 2 points right there.
And I appreciate you being a company man. You're talking about the helpful Honda assist of the game. That's coming later in the show. It's a very important part of the show to me and my friends. Yeah, man, listen, every game you look at his plus minus, and at the end of the game, James, it's always Alex Caruso at the top, plus 13, plus 14 tonight, leading the way. So Alex Caruso, Dennis Schroeder, a great game. You guys mentioned him. It's nice to see KCP. Got off the schneid, as they say.
Yes.
Hit a few threes. Even Kuz had a couple great plays defensively.
I think that's why LeBron was slow to score early. He was making sure other people were getting involved. He tried to get Pope involved. He tried to get Marc Gasol. He was looking for guys. And then at the end, he did what he had to do.
All right, guys, let's get you to the highlights. Lakers finishing out their 7-game road trip in Atlanta. Lakers and Hawks wearing